think that my wife accidentally shot herself.
She's gone? Oh, God.
Shut up. Just tell it.
Just moments before, 35-year-old Keith found his wife Brandy lifeless in their bedroom after she cried out fatally. As Keith was trying to describe the events leading up to the shooting, he was unaware that the police had uncovered such disturbing and incriminating video that had captured every action the couple took until Brandy's final moments. And what they witnessed completely stunned them.
What we saw was some of the most shocking footage that I've ever seen in my entire law enforcement career.
Fish hooks now, because it's not worth nothing now. I'm gonna kill you and go back.
It all started on April 7, 2018 when Keith Johansson contacted Florida police at 10:54 a.m. to report an unsettling incident.
Do you think she did this to harm herself, or do you think this was accidental? Any idea?
No, I think it's accidental.
Okay, is she breathing? She talking to you, breathing anything?
Yes, she's breathing.
All right. Is she able to say anything to you?
Baby. Hey. Baby, no. She think you'll hear it.
Okay.
I can hear her breathe, though.
Are you applying pressure to that wound?
No, I can't
Find
breathe
yourself.
her like that. I'm wet. I'm sliding on my floors.
You can't apply pressure.
I can't see it. Listen, I got wood floors and I'm sliding. I don't want to risk hurting her or possibly one of the guns going off, too. Please hurry.
We're on our way. They're getting there as fast as they can. All right?
The call barely hinted at the terrifying intensity that awaited the officers when they arrived at 23 Felter Lane.
Oh, relax. My wife, man. I got you.
You right, bud? It's Brandy Johansson?
Yes.
Spell it.
Johansson.
What's your name?
Keith Johansson.
Keith had just gone for a shower when he requested them to rescue his wife, Brandy, who was unconscious inside.
What's going on today?
Nothing.
You guys were talking?
Yeah, man, we got up. I took a shower. Just made her coffee.
Okay.
When I went to take a shower, I heard boom, boom, boom. I got out, and she was laying on the floor with guns right next to her. And I was like, no. Okay. So I called you guys immediately.
What time did you guys
Can
wake
you
up?
come to my house now? Because Brandy accidentally shot herself, and I need someone to get Ryland, and right now.
You guys arguing or anything?
Nothing like that.
Okay. So you got in the shower. How long were you in the shower, would you say?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes. How many shots did you hear?
2.
You heard 2?
And I thought it was a balloon at first. Then I heard this secondary shot. And I ran out there and seen her laying there going, so I called you guys.
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
Keith tried to explain what might have occurred without waiting as the police questioned him standard questions. Strangely enough, he claimed to have just stepped out of the shower and wasn't even slightly damp.
Where was Ryland at?
Ryland was in his room.
He was in his room?
Yeah.
Was he asleep?
He was watching TV, kind of in and out of sleep, yeah.
Okay, so his room is separate from...
It's right next to ours.
Okay, but it's separate from where she was at. She didn't see anything.
As the officers entered the bedroom, they found Brandy lying on the floor between the bed and the nightstand. They also noticed 2 9mm handguns scattered next to her, which didn't seem to belong there because they were facing each other precisely. Nevertheless, Brandy was shot twice in the chest, but the injuries didn't appear to be from the same gun.
What kind of gun is it?
I don't know which one got her. They're both 9mm. One's a Beretta and one's a Canic, I believe. Please tell me that you guys can save her.
Knowing the
seriousness of the situation, the police broke the devastating news that Brandy was gone to Keith and their 6-year-old son, Ryland, as they were sitting outside on the front porch. Ryland had recently lost his mother, so the officers carefully took him to a safer location. While Keith was devastated by his wife's passing and couldn't stop crying.
She's gone? Oh, God!
Shut up. Just tell it.
You serious? Are you sure?
I don't want nobody to ever have a gun in this family again.
While everyone was in shock, the police continued to try to figure out how 25-year-old Brandy, who was mature enough, could have accidentally shot herself twice. They couldn't help but believe that there was more to the story. Something that was being intentionally kept hidden.
I gotta tell him his mom. Huh? But just at this point, we don't want to freak him out any more than what's going on. Okay?
What do I do?
I don't know at this. All right.
Why?
I don't know. That's what we're.
There's no God.
Huh?
There's no God. I don't understand why you do this to us.
The rest of the family was unable to cope with the unexpected and devastating loss of their beloved Brandy when Keith was brought to the police station to be questioned.
Just anything outside.
It's so beautiful to be here. I love you guys. Be safe.
After completing her divorce in January 2017, Brandy married Keith in 2018 after they had established a life together and moved into their new house. Their love grew in 2014, and she felt he was the right man for her and her child.
See, this is the backyard, and we got hammocks, and we got another huge hammock. Dude, I love it, because I look up at the trees and see all the squirrels and the birdies.
What should have been a happy life quickly devolved into a nightmare. Keith's cold manner didn't match the feelings he claimed to have. Even though he was sitting with the investigators now, trying to piece together every minute of that morning until Brandy's death.
I just want to get this out before so I can start to breathe, you know, and I'm starting to really question my faith at this point, you know, and I can't wrap around why she'd be taken. I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't wrap my head around it. And it's hard.
And how are the two guys getting along?
Perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect. I just can't, you know. Like, how am I going to live without her? You know what I mean? How am I going to go back to the house?
Although everyone grieves differently, Keith didn't appear to be particularly upset or concerned about his wife's passing at the time. Instead, his only concern was himself, and he wondered why he was leaving the room as the chaplain. Detective Dunton's first goal was to understand the dynamics of Keith and Brandy's relationship.
Because we don't know you, what we like to do is we like to find out about you, about your life, about your marriage, about everything that's going on, just so that our job is basically to paint a picture of what's going on and what happened.
Since Keith had never permitted her to work, Brandy was also unemployed at the time, and was concentrating on her son Ryland. However, when the investigators continued to question him, something strange caught their eye. At the time, Keith was an unemployed husband living off of a lump sum settlement due to an injury.
How would you describe your relationship?
The best one that I've had yet. I mean, she was everything that I wanted her to be. Everybody has their problems here and there, yeah, of course.
Okay. So up to today, what would you say was the biggest issue that you guys have in your relationship?
I mean, you know, like we have our arguments here and there, stupid little things. But never nothing violent, never nothing too crazy, you know?
Were you guys faithful with one another? Was it just
For the most part, yeah. She had this online thing, you know what I mean, that she paid admitted to, you know? I've been flirting online, but who cares? You didn't do nothing physically.
According to Keith, Brandy had been sharing videos with others online and had even at one point performed a sexual act for fun without telling him.
Is there any chance at all that something different happened that you have not told us?
None. Because that's what happened. I got no reason to lie to you guys. I mean, you guys are investigators, for God's sake. That's what I seen, and that's what I heard.
A child forensic team was summoned in that evening. And during their interview, Ryland surprised them by sharing something unexpected.
And my mom went to the hospital.
Oh, tell me about that.
My dad was in the shower, my mom was in her bedroom, and she accidentally shot herself. She had a little scream, and then I heard 2 gunshots. And I know it was nobody with her. It was just her.
Did somebody tell you that?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
My dad.
Your dad told you that nobody was with her, it was just her?
Yeah, in her bedroom.
Thank you for telling me that. What else did you hear? I know you said you heard a little scream.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard Mommy scream?
I felt sad.
Ryland claimed to have heard his mother scream and then hear a gunshot. How can someone scream before an accidental shooting? However, when the investigators returned to Keith and questioned him about what Ryland had told them, he quickly denied his statements.
I think that we're at the point of where we need to have a little bit of a harder conversation.
Okay.
Because as much as I want to believe that the guns fell and went off and shot her, what we have at the scene just doesn't show that. This is your opportunity to help yourself and to lay it all out for us, because there's a backstory. This isn't the story.
This is the story. And I'll get a lawyer and I will prove that this is the real story.
Okay. And you are completely entitled to that.
Ask Ryland. I mean, that's all that happened.
We did ask him.
Okay.
And you know what he told us? Do you want to know?
Yeah, because I wasn't up.
He told us that he heard his mom scream.
I heard no screams at all. None.
Why would he make that up?
Ask him.
Is he a liar?
He has been known to tell fibs, yes.
Does he tell you on the regular that his mom screams in the bedroom?
No.
Has he ever told you that his mom screams and it was a lie?
No, not screaming, but he lies about a bunch of other different things. You can ask his real father, and he'll tell you that too.
So why on this date would he lie about his mom screaming in the bedroom?
You guys can try to pin whatever you want on me. She didn't scream.
Listen, dude, nobody's trying to pin anything on you.
I'm just telling you what I heard, man. That's it. What I heard, what I seen.
One thing that first caught the attention of the investigators at the crime site during the interrogation process was the surveillance cameras scattered throughout the house, both inside and outdoors, and in almost every room that provided them with access to firearms and further clues. The vital proof they required.
Are there any security cameras installed in your bedroom?
Not in the bedroom, no.
Not in the bedroom.
And the rest of them don't work. They're offline because the batteries are off. And I wish they would have been on, because that would have been clarifying a lot of this.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, if something like that, if we would have had that on the video, I cannot even tell you the crazy I have seen on surveillance cameras.
Sure.
It was difficult for the detectives because when they asked him to provide them with the footage, he said he had no idea where it was kept or how to access it. However, while he was at the scene, he was observed anxiously glued to his phone as if he were doing something which only strengthened their suspicions that Keith wasn't sitting right next to them.
I'm kind of offended.
I feel offended too, if we're going to go to that level.
I feel really offended that you guys can try to pin an accident on me.
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you were getting at with it. I was
Not
like,
at all.
She's not accepting what I saw and what I heard, and and that makes me feel like I'm getting the injustice now.
Keith's behavior made it obvious that he was uncomfortable being questioned by a powerful woman. He seemed offended and requested to speak with his parents before continuing. The detectives noticed that he was uncomfortable and chose to take a back seat, hoping that the conversation would result in a confession.
The lawyer? I know. I didn't say you did, but you gotta be prepared for them to try to do that. When there's the main thing, I think, is because it was 2 shots fired. But I know. I'm not saying you did or didn't. I don't know. I'm saying I get out of the shower. Well, that's kind of suspicious too. If you had residue on your hand, just got out of the shower. Sure. Could have washed all that stuff off. Okay, no witnesses. I mean, and this is what you get for being honest, man. Well, maybe you're being honest. I'm not saying you are or not. I mean, I'm sure you are, but you still have to understand there's a death involved. Well, now listen to me, though. Listen to me. If you did do it, I'm just saying, I believe you didn't, but I didn't. But if you did own up to it, I would have by now. Well, I'm just telling you, if you did it, you own up to it. It'll be better for you. But I didn't. Okay, I believe you. And if I did, I would own up. I've been honest up to this point. I understand. I mean, they want you to think I'm trying to blame you, Keith. I know. I'm talking to you man to man because this is the time to do it. Sure. But I'm not going to admit to something that I did not do, okay?
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
It was difficult to hold Keith responsible for Brandy's death without any concrete evidence connecting him to the crime. So even though his parents didn't believe his story, he remained firm and refused to accept any responsibility at this point. His interrogation ended when he requested legal representation and he was given permission to leave for the time being. The police had sent the CCTV footage for restoration, but no one knew how long it would take. 2 days after the shooting, the medical examiner conducted an autopsy on Brandy's body, and they discovered that the first gunshot injury to her chest had been caused by a rubber bullet, which can cause pain and injury. When the police questioned Keith about the rubber bullets, his response was anything but typical. He frequently loaded his weapons with 2 non-lethal rubber bullets followed by a lethal round just in case. Normally, they are used to disable or intimidate people rather than to murder. The second shot that killed Brandy came from a 9mm handgun that entered the right side of her chest with such force that it exited her body and struck the nightstand. He had to protect himself without murdering a stranger. The examiner formally declared Brandy's death to be a homicide after the post-mortem also showed that the bullet was discharged from roughly 3 feet distance. When the CCTV evidence finally arrived on April 27, 2018, 3 weeks after Keith, the grieving husband, had become the lead suspect, the police found something far worse than anything they had ever witnessed.
Yeah, you push a person to either beat or kill you because you're man. Let's see how you can do that, man. Put fish hooks in that because it's not worth nothing now. Not in my eyes. My eyes, man, you shooter, dude. Multiple times. And only a stupid, cheating scumbag son of a make that same mistake. The wrong person, dude.
Keith chain smoked obsessively and unleashed a series of vicious verbal abuses on Brandy during the couple's hours-long stay in the bedroom on the evening of April 5th.
That's what made you become a lying, cheating. I will never trust you again. Ever. So you might as well get out of my life. Do yourself a favor. I want to just hurt you and be safe. God knows you deserve it. Doing like this, you should have stayed the away from me, man. I don't know who the you think I am. I thought I was. Dude, you up, man. Like bad. It's only a matter of time.
He persisted in threatening his wife as she sat calmly on the bed, either crying or gazing at the wall. He believed she was unfaithful, and in his twisted state of mind, he felt entitled to vent his rage on her. But things quickly got out of control.
You don't care about me.
I do care.
In what way? Yeah, you like me as a father figure, because you don't give a about me.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna kill you and go back to jail. And get out. Make you take some sleeping pills and I'll cut off your clip. I'll go to jail for that.
With a quick motion. Going overboard, Keith went to the drawer and took out a rifle.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it here to haunt you. Maybe one day you will. You wouldn't give a I didn't. You drove me to think about it, man.
After hours of mistreatment, he took the camera from its location and removed it from the bedroom. Little did he know that the video it later captured would reveal his evil intentions and permanently alter his life. On April 7th, the camera caught Brandy in the hallway speaking to her son Ryland and showing him love for the very last time.
I love you. No, I do.
Shortly after the camera captured Keith making the 911 call while he was hastily grabbing his jeans, she stayed composed, unaware that this would be the last time she would ever be seen alive. However, what he told the dispatcher didn't match what he had been doing.
If you're enjoying this story, kindly do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It is free and won't cost anything, but it means the world to us. We're just a small channel trying to grow. Thank you, and back to the video.
I was in the shower and I heard some gunshots. And I think that my wife accidentally shot herself.
In the 911, he's standing by Brandy, telling her, "Stay with me, babe."
Baby, please stay with us.
And in reality, he's running around the house trying to hide narcotics.
Please hurry, please save her life.
After the video aired, the officers had enough evidence to identify the real killer of Brandy. But Keith appeared more concerned with concealing his narcotics and preparing the house for the police to avoid any drug charges than he did with actually assisting Brandy. Keith's flawless scheme under false pretenses failed, and he was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder. However, the story didn't finish there since he contacted his parents from the prison after being detained.
What did the lawyer have to say?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
All I can say is with the charges you have, there is no probation, and you're looking at 30 years max, 20 years minimum.
Jesus. Kidding me?
No.
Keith changed his narrative repeatedly while he was in jail awaiting trial. He first claimed that Brandy had been shot by a neighbor, which made him start carrying a gun for protection. He then went so far as to say that his wife was shot by his 6-year-old son, Ryland.
What if it was him?
I don't know, Keith, but, you know, he's a little boy.
I know.
All I can say, Keith, is be honest.
I am. I didn't do it. Not to my mind's recollection, I didn't do this then.
Well, you better start searching your mind and recollect one way or the other, because if you keep saying you didn't do it and you did, you're in deep.
Keith had been diagnosed with a number of mental diseases. But his paranoia and anger management problems combined to produce a lethal combination. So, none of his shifting accounts were taken seriously. Since all of his escape routes were closed, Keith had to make a difficult decision. On October 25, 2021, just before his trial, he was offered a plea deal that would have put him in prison for 50 years or 25 years to life, but he turned both down. Keith had previously served time in jail for drug charges and sexual assault, but by the time he met Brandy, he had developed persecutory delusions that made him hypervigilant and always carrying a weapon. The prosecution was also prepared for whatever came next.
Our strengths were the video and painting the picture that pretty much every word Keith Johansson said and was not true.
Watching the videos of Keith belittling my sister, it was hard. I just wanted to get up and hug her.
By arguing that she was the one abusing Keith and that he killed her in self-defense. The defense attempted to portray Brandy as a heroin addict who had been binging for 10 days.
I had walked forward to her, trying to disarm her, and, well, I grabbed my gun, and she lifted it up, and a round went out of my gun on her. Then she cocked and swung as I'm retreating, and another round I pulled off because she was pointing a loaded weapon at me.
In order to counter this, the prosecutor called in Miss Dunton to cross-examine Keith because he was afraid of her strong, direct personality and was unsure of how to respond to her questions.
You were lying 3 to 4 minutes after she was shot when you called 911, correct?
Correct.
Correct. When you told the detectives you were sliding around on the ground and you couldn't get to her, that was a lie.
Well, I was a little bit wet, but that was a lie, yes.
You told the detectives that you didn't have any video cameras in your bedroom, that was a lie.
Yeah.
So you're here now today to tell a story that matches the evidence and ask them to believe that now you're telling the truth.
That's because I am.
That's because you are.
Correct.
Even though you're alive.
That's your opinion.
You lied for 12 hours to law enforcement.
I told you I did.
For 20 days.
If that's what you say.
And today you're telling the truth.
Correct.
No further questions.
Ultimately, on October 28, 2021, following all of the arguments, the jury considered for less than 3 hours before rendering a decision.
The jury finds the defendant Keith John Johansson as follows to count 1 of the indictment. Guilty as charged as the crime of first-degree murder.
That means life in prison without the chance of release in Florida. What do you think about this case? Was it really just jealousy and paranoia that drove Keith to murder his wife? Or was there something more sinister at play? This is a fitting sentence for Keith, who had used violence, intimidation, and control to feed his developing paranoia. In the end, he hadn't just kept Brandy under his control, he had murdered her. If there is a case you would like us to cover, please let us know in the comments section below. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Behind Closed Doors, for more engrossing true crime stories. Until the next time, stay safe and watch for the next mystery to be revealed.